Whether you're just starting out your print-on-demand journey right now and using Teepublic as the first entry to this field, you've had successful print-on-demand shops or failed print-on-demand shops on other marketplaces and are trying Teepublic, or if you already have a store on Teepublic and you just want to level it up a little bit, it's always important to learn something new from someone else, from someone else's experience. And this is exactly what this video is about, because it's packed with more than 35 tips that I can give you after selling on Teepublic for a while and doing pretty well, if I might add. While the video is called Teepublic Tips, a lot of the tips in this video can be useful for people who sell on other print-on-demand marketplaces, such as Redbubble, Zazzle, Society6, Threadless, Cafe Press, or whatever, or even people who are selling on Etsy or Shopify. And since we have a lot to cover in this video and I want you guys to get the most out of watching this video, I recommend grabbing a notebook or a piece of paper as well as a pen or a pencil to write things down, and let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mayro and I teach creative people how to sell their art online. And today I'm here with one of the most requested videos on this channel, which is all of my Teepublic tips, which are a lot. I did try to sort of structure my tips based on categories. So these 5 categories are starting with Teepublic, your niche ideas, how to open a store correctly, designing for Teepublic, my personal favorite, font types, design colors, and how I design based on certain products, uploading onto Teepublic with tips relating to keywords and tags that might surprise you, as well as marketing tips that are a little bit outside of the box. I think if you know my videos, you know I kind of like to do things a bit differently, and extras, which are things relating to productivity, motivation, workflow, and stuff like that. And we do have a lot to cover up in this video. Yes, I'm reading from my notebook. I filled out 4 pages, 4 huge pages just with tips for Teepublic, and I'm super excited to get started. So let's get started with our first category, which is just starting out, and our first tip, which is all about niching down. Now, while a lot of YouTubers are going to tell you that it's all about the keywords, just do keyword research and just follow up on trends, it is nice to do something like that. However, when you actually have a niche that you know what to say about, your designs are going to be just that much better and easier to market. And I do recommend trying to niche down on Teepublic, whether it's with 1 niche or with 10. On your Teepublic store, you can have up until 10 different albums, which are collections or categories, whatever you like to call them. And you can actually divide those albums by creating 10 different niches. For example, I can create niches based on hobbies or on professions. So dog lovers, cat lovers, chess lovers, people who like jigsaw puzzles and stuff like that. I can also create my 10 categories based on holidays, just to make sure to hit that target audience. Or I can have 1 main category or 1 main niche for my entire Teepublic store while having subcategories within my albums or collections. For example, let's say that the topic that you've chosen is, cats for the entire store. You can have an album collection for cat moms, an album collection for cat dads. You can have an album collection for cat illustrations, for funny cat memes, and so on and so on. Tip number 2, just because you're niching down doesn't mean you're giving up on keywords. And I think it's more of a mindset tip than actually starting out, because a lot of people think that once I chose a niche, it means I can't do trends. But the truth is, there are plenty of trends in almost every possible niche, and I would recommend trying to think about niches first and then doing your keyword research after. Tip number 3, choose the niches that you love and that you know what to say about, that you know the audience for, that you are the audience for, or someone that you know is the audience for. It will make it so much easier for you to find ideas for designs and to not go nuts with marketing these things, because it is important to love what we do. And I feel like in a lot of cases, people kind of forget that, even though we're talking about print on demand, which is literally, I'm going to make designs from my head, which is the whole purpose of print on demand, is to design what I love so I can create and wear beautiful things that are unique to me. And I know that this looks like, I'm just wearing a plain hoodie here, but this is actually a Teepublic lightweight hoodie with a print on the back from my music collection. And this is one of my favorite designs that I just enjoy selling so much. And it's a private joke for people who play the guitar, because what you see above the word "this" is the chord for F. So figure it out yourself. If you still feel like you need a little bit of help trying to decide what kind of Teepublic collections you're gonna have or albums, I did make a full video where I showed my 10 collections or my 10 albums and explaining why I chose those niches for those albums, and I will leave a link to that video down below. Tip number 4. When you're starting out, don't skip on the initial parts of actually writing your personal bio, adding some social links, adding your photo, and a cover photo for your Teepublic store. Because I did hear from so many people who started Teepublic, signed up, immediately started uploading and got banned even though they did nothing wrong. And I think around 90% of those people did not fill out their actual profile. These marketplaces, while they do want to make money, don't want people to just show up on the marketplace to just make money. They want actual people who actually make art and want to share it. And a person who identifies as a designer, illustrator, or artist will fill out those details. So don't skip on that very important first step when you're starting your store. Don't just go to upload. Finish setting up the entire store, about information, your photo, your banner, and social links. Moving on to tip number 5 and the next category in our tips, which is the design category. And tip number 5 is all about doing your research of what is trending or what is popular. But first, when you go to Teepublic or to any other print-on-demand marketplace, first type in your niche or something revolving your niche and then see what's popular. Don't just go into the most popular page, but really try to look at what is popular in your niche. Write down some catchphrases that people are writing down, some styles that people are using, and try to see if you can recreate them better in your style. And no, I don't mean copy them. I do mean create from that idea or try to develop that idea for yourself with your own design style. Number 6, choose your design tools wisely and actually get to know your design tools. Get to know what is the largest size you can design with these ones, get to know the DPI, get to know the fonts that are available to be used, the commercial rights for this specific platform, if you are going to need to pay for it, not pay for it, if you can keep using the designs once you stop paying for the platform. It's really important to know these things. I can't even express how many people approached me saying things like, oh, I got a Canva Pro membership, but the designs are not big enough for Society 6. Well, you could have found that out before trying to pay for Canva and making all of these designs and then going to Society 6 and seeing that you actually need larger sizes that Canva can provide for you. As I'm saying Canva, I'm also thinking in my head, hey, here are some of the main tools that people are using. So Canva, Kittl, Placeit, I use Procreate as well, Photoshop, and a lot of different other softwares like Illustrator or Photopea. I know so many people are using different online tools, but it's really important to get to know the qualities of your tools and what you can and cannot do with them when it comes to designing your print-on-demand products. I'm in the final stages of filming my video that compares Canva to Kittl when it comes to print-on-demand designs. And for those of you who have just been asking me, May, I really want to know what to do. I really want to know what to invest my time in. I can definitely tell you that my latest print-on-demand designs, ever since I pretty much found out about Kittl, are only made with Kittl and not with Canva, and more on that when I make that video. Moving on to tip number 7, and this is all about text designs because I like my fonts bold. I like people to be able to read from the t-shirt the actual design, the actual text, the actual message. I also really like to be using unique fonts. Again, one of the reasons why I sort of drifted into Kittl or using Canva with fonts that I get from Creative Fabrica, because I want to have that more unique look to me. I also try to use a lot of the same fonts, I think, maybe to give my store a unanimous look. And I am a huge, huge fan of white text. And I feel like this goes into one of the worst things you can do on Redbubble, which is to upload just a white text design and then your sticker is pretty much white. However, with Teepublic, when you can choose the background color of a sticker, having a white text pretty much means that all the products are going to look good and you can add the background color to them when you're designing the product. As well as white text pretty much looks good on every single color of Teepublic t-shirts and hoodies other than white or very pale beige. Tip number 8. Upload one design that you've made in a certain size and see how it looks on all the products before you start this huge design marathon and realize that you designed something that doesn't look that good. For example, the design that you can place on a hoodie might be more close to 1:1 ratio than the design that you will place on a t-shirt because the hoodies have the pockets area. And if I want to design something for a hoodie, let's say I literally talk about a hoodie or I talk about long sleeves and I make a t-shirt size design for it, it's gonna pop up, it's gonna be printed on the actual pockets, and it's just not gonna look good. So make sure that you test the design that you upload, the size that you chose, before you enter this, again, design marathon and waste your time. Tip number 9, Teepublic is so much more than t-shirts and hoodies. And I really think that a lot of people forget that because, for example, everybody's saying, you know, you need to make this vertically aligned design for Teepublic, but no, you can also make a horizontally aligned design for Teepublic and put it on a mug, which in that case, I will probably be using either colorful or black text because that will really look good on a white mug, and I don't want to have that area around the mug of a color when I do a white design. You can also create these horizontal designs for things like face masks and laptop cases, or create a more vertically aligned designs for phone cases, but also make 1:1 ratio designs that are really, really cool for stickers and magnets. Tip number 10, think about product design and not just graphic design. And I can tell you that product design could also work with things like last clean t-shirt and just placing this on a t-shirt, or last clean coffee mug and enabling the design only on a mug. One of the examples that I can give you that I literally have here in my hand is this laptop sleeve bag, which I designed to be a laptop sleeve bag, and it literally says this is where I make my magic, and there is a film strip on it because I also do YouTube. So that was something that was really cool for me to do, and I think that you can do this with so many different products to design specifically for a product. I do remember a lot of people were doing face masks when the face mask was a face of a person or a mouth of a person, and that was quite funny, or extra set of eyes. Really try to think about the product design element of your Teepublic store and not just the graphic design element. Tip number 11, always save your designs. I feel like this is so dumb to say, but I remember when there was this huge ban from Redbubble, I think it was the beginning of last year, everybody was like, I don't know what to do because now I don't have access to any of these designs. I worked on this for so many years and now I'm banned. And I'm like, how do you not have access to your own designs? Whether you have them saved on Canva or Kittl or on your Google Drive or on your computer, make sure to always save your designs. You're gonna need them in case Teepublic decides to shut you down. You're gonna need them if you want to expand and open print on demand on other marketplaces or with your own shop. And you're gonna need them even for things like place it mockups. And you need to have the file of your design in order to create those. Never ever lose your designs. Save them somewhere. Be organized. Don't be me. I'm really not organized, but I have them saved on Canva, on Kittl, and on Google Drive, so I'm good. Moving on to the next category of tips, which is all about the uploading process, and tip number 12, to make sure to slow down when you're doing the process of uploading. Really try to make sure that things are where they should be. I can tell you, for example, when you're uploading a design, it's going to appear on a notebook as well as on a journal, not centered. And a lot of times things are not going to appear in the exact same placement that you want them to be in. Make sure to think about the background colors for your other products, whether you want to make each product in a different color, whether the entire items in your store are going to have blue background or pink background. Try to really take that process, slow it down, and make sure you understand every single piece of the uploading process, as well as selecting the best color t-shirts or deactivating things that look bad. I mean, you don't want to have a white design on a white t-shirt as your featured product. That's just pretty much a blank white t-shirt, and I think people can find cheaper white t-shirts than Teepublic. Tip number 13 is all about naming your item, which is giving it a title. If the item itself holds a piece of text that is a little bit short, you can literally use that piece of text to name your item or sort of describing your item. This could also be something based on keywords like within your tags, but naming your item should be something relatively short and understandable to your target audience. Tip number 14 is all about your keywords and tags. While you have the main tag, which is the highest topic or the best tag to be used for the design, and other tags below it. I really think that a lot of people try to think about keywords as something so complex when it's actually a way to describe something. So if you did a watercolor painting of a cat and a design that says cat mom, then you have watercolor cat painting, cat mom, cat lover gifts. And the thing is that once you start typing these things on Teepublic, on your tags, Teepublic is actually going to continue the words for you or suggest supporting tags to the tags you've already placed down. And if you don't know what to put on your main tag, no worries, because the minute you start filling out your tags and your keywords, if Teepublic is going to think that one of these is better than what you had on your main tag, it's just going to replace it and use it instead. You can also try to look into that main tag as being the name of the album, but that's kind of like half a tip I threw in there. Tip number 15 when it comes to tags is actually using Teepublic tags to give you ideas on what to design, because as I said, Teepublic will try to complete you and suggest tags to you when you start writing a tag. Let's say I made a design for the dogs niche that says dogs are the best. When I start typing dogs are the best on Teepublic, it literally will complete me to dogs are better than people. Just by me starting to write down dogs are, it's going to open a drop down menu for me to choose the keywords that are most suitable for this design. And while the design that I did was called Dogs Are Better Than People, I can also look into their suggestion of dogs are the new kids and create a design based on that keyword. Because again, this is a keyword that is trending. This is something that people are searching for, and this is already in my niche. Sometimes I would just go onto Teepublic and upload just a random piece of something and just start typing stuff. I wish I had. If only I had. I can't something. Simply start typing several words, idea, a niche, and see how Teepublic is completing your sentence to get new ideas for designs within your niches. Tip number 16 is one thing that a lot of people don't talk about, and it relates to product description, or in our case, the design description of the design you're uploading onto Teepublic on several different products. Teepublic cares about this description, and not just for the artistic point of view or for people to have a better shopping experience, but also because your description on Teepublic should include the keywords, the main keyword at least of that design. I do know that a lot of people here are not copywriters. They don't know how to write a good and snappy copy text, especially when it comes to combining keywords within it. And sometimes I do have to say, even though I come from the background of SEO and copywriting, sometimes I kind of get lazy to do this myself. So what I do is usually hop onto Copy AI, which is a brilliant AI for texts, blog posts, captions, product descriptions, Instagram tags, and all of that, and just create it there. There was a full video about Copy AI and how I use it, as well as a huge discount for viewers of this channel. And I will leave a link to that video down below if you guys want to check out if an AI can help you boost up your print-on-demand business. With that said, we are moving on to our fourth Teepublic tips category, which is marketing. But before we do that, I would like to kindly ask you that if you like this video or found this content useful in any way, please hit the like button down below, because every time you do that, believe it or not, it really does help my channel. And subscribe to my channel for more awesome content on print-on-demand and selling your art online. Moving on to our marketing tips with tip number 17. Choose a social media platform that does not exhaust you. Yep. I hear from so many people that Instagram is too exhausting, which is why they can't be consistent, and they really don't like using their phone to post anything. They don't feel comfortable on Instagram. And I'm like, dude, if you don't feel comfortable on Instagram, don't be on Instagram. You can open a Pinterest account and work on it between 7 to 20 minutes a day, and that's all you have to do with it. There is no like content that bursts. There is no stories and reels and things you constantly have to do, because Pinterest is kind of laid back. A lot of people are also feeling better using TikTok because they find Instagram to be some sort of like this place where so many things are possible with reels and stories and posts. TikToks, you just upload videos, and a lot of people are more comfortable with that. I personally really like Instagram as well as YouTube. I don't really like Facebook for marketing, but a lot of people like a Facebook page for marketing, and that's what works for them. It's really important to find a social media platform, even if you don't know what to do with it yet, but a social media platform that doesn't exhaust you and makes you just want to, I don't know, just go and have a coffee break and forget about everything, because then you're just not going to be able to do marketing. Tip number 18, don't try to do everything together, especially if you're starting out. And I've seen so many people starting their print-on-demand journey while trying to market on every possible social media platform at the same time. While they're not experts, it's going to take you a bunch of time to learn one platform and how to handle it. So don't bite off more than you can chew. Start small with one platform or two and add as you go along, or see maybe Instagram doesn't work for you. Try TikTok, but at least try it one or two at a time. Don't just try opening Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. If you're not an expert and you don't have full time to do this, this is probably going to exhaust you and it's not going to work. Tip number 19, find other mockups. The mockups that you find on Teepublic are boring. So boring, and they don't even have mockups showing people wearing anything. Use apps like Placeit to make sure that you make the most out of your print-on-demand marketing with really cool video mockups as well as still photo mockups that can just give people the experience of your product rather than just showing them the same like t-shirt on a white background, because it really doesn't work as marketing anymore, just having that stills photo that is so bland and so boring. Mockups are really, really important, especially for marketing, and I do recommend Placeit if you are a Teepublic user. Tip number 20, when it comes to social media marketing for a Teepublic niche or any print-on-demand niche, try to make your social media account about the niche and not about the fact that you're selling products. And I know that it sounds a little bit counterintuitive for a lot of people, but if you just keep uploading your products one after the other without actually thinking about what kind of audience would like to see them and what would that audience be interested in, you're just wasting your time. Here are some examples of how you can do that while relating it to your print-on-demand stores on Teepublic. Example number 1, let's say I'm selling motivational quotes, t-shirts, and other merch on Teepublic relating to inspirational quotes and motivational quotes. What I can do is I can create carousel posts on Instagram where the first image is actually a graphic design of this quote. And the second or third will be the actual product, telling people that if they like this quote, they can purchase the item. Another thing I can do is completely ignore the fact that I'm selling anything and just go directly for my niche. For example, posting funny cat photos if I have an Instagram account for cat lovers relating to a cat lover niche on Teepublic. Now, you don't have to have the most perfect cat in the world, and by perfect, I mean the most annoying one that likes to hide in places so you can film them. You can actually use photos from places like Pixabay for your Instagram. You're allowed to use them for there because you're not actually selling them, just displaying them to grab attention from people. If you don't feel comfortable with using photos from Pixabay because, everybody else is using them and it's going to be kind of boring, you can also create your own photos for Instagram or for social media using any kind of art generating AI software out there. I recently made a video about 4 different AI art generator apps that I tested and using and tried comparing between all of them to see which one is the best one. And the one that I chose was Night Cafe. Yeah, spoiler. And I created this really, really cute image of a cat sitting on a cactus, which could totally be an Instagram post on an Instagram account dedicating itself into cats and cat lovers. By the way, in that video, I was talking a lot about the other softwares as well, not just Night Cafe, as well as actually showed some examples of how I take some of these designs and upload them onto an Instagram account. And I will leave a link to that video down below in the description so you can go ahead, check it out, and see if an AI art generator is something that can help you with your print-on-demand journey. Tip number 21, be engaging in your posts on social media. Remember that cat in a cactus that I showed you, just a second ago? Well, I can post this photo on Instagram and write down, look, cat in a cactus, aren't cats funny? Or I can post it, whether in my Instagram post or featured a question in my Instagram story, asking people, what is the funniest place you've ever found your cat just sitting in? The more people are going to try to answer your question, the more Instagram is going to say, this post is like gaining a lot of comments. You're asking a question, people are answering, and the more you'll have chances to expand and grow your profile. Tip number 22, learn to utilize all the tools of a certain platform. Pinterest is a great platform to basically put in so many of your items because every single thing you put in there has a link. But it also has the option to not just make normal pins, but idea pins. So if you see that there is an option to make an idea pins, all you have to do is go to YouTube and say, hey, what's an idea pin? Or try to make it yourself. Try to utilize that tool because Pinterest put it there for you. Same for Instagram. I mean, if you're on Instagram these days and all you do is do like normal posts and you don't do reels or stories or use story highlights, you're not utilizing the tools of the platform, and most likely you'll not be getting any traction if you just do normal posts. You also have the entire bio to decide what to write about yourself, as well as a link in bio to make sure to put the best foot forward, the best link forward to get the best outcome as possible. And that link could be the link to a category on Teepublic or to a link in bio page. There were several videos about the link in bio page, and I will leave a link down below to some of them so you can go ahead and check them out and check out which one of these options is best for you. Tip number 23 is to get familiarized with the best sizes and layouts for each and every platform. I know so many people who go on Pinterest and pin for years, not knowing that the favorite size of a Pinterest pin in the eyes of Pinterest is 1000 by 1500 pixels. And if you make designs that are on these dimensions, there is more chance that Pinterest is going to push them forward. I also see people creating Instagram reels or videos that are sort of cut in the middle because they were not designing them for the size of Instagram reels. If you are taking videos with your phone or using Placeit, these things could be really easy. You can put them on Canva to crop the exact size of a Reels video because Canva currently has all the correct sizes. Really try to figure out the sizes of everything you're uploading to social media platforms before you upload it. Tip number 24 is to mind the sales that are going on Teepublic. I know so many people who sell on a certain platform, yet they have no interest in opening emails from that platform. Why? Open the email, see if they're making a sale, what is that sale about, how much is that sale, and post it on social media, because if Teepublic is having a sale, your store is having a sale, and your audience should know about it. You can also utilize the fact that with Teepublic, every single design that you upload is automatically 72 hours on sale, which is pretty cool because then you can upload something and then post, hey, new designs on sale for the next 72 hours. It's actually a pretty brilliant move from Teepublic. It's how I also purchase some of the stuff that I like from my own store. I always like, okay, so tomorrow I want to purchase something. Okay, so I'm going to upload stuff tomorrow so I can pay less for them myself because even the artist gets the sale price on Teepublic. So that's kind of cool. Tip number 25 when it comes to marketing is to interact with other accounts. And I feel like it's sort of more relating to Instagram or TikTok. And the way that you can interact, as I'm given like 2 different examples for this, is to go to accounts with less traction, with less views, I think more personal accounts, as well as interacting with big brands. And if I have to take an example for that, let's take, for example, a niche for puzzle lovers, because it's one of my favorite niches on Teepublic. I can literally type in on Instagram hashtag finish my puzzle or hashtag new puzzle and go into random people that actually, they have Instagram for themselves, not for marketing reasons, and comment, hey, cool puzzle, happy you finished it, looks amazing, or good luck, or how many pieces was that? Or comment anything that sounds interesting because they are obviously interested in a puzzle and they might check out my profile and see that they're interested in my content about jigsaw puzzles. Or a different example could be to go into the big puzzle manufacturers or puzzle YouTubers that are on Instagram and one of their posts or one of their reels, share it on my story, on my account story, tagging them because there is a chance that they might tag me back saying thank you on their story and I'll be exposed to all of their followers who love puzzles. And that can be done and said with any type of niche. Any type of niche. Moving on to the last category of tips that I have for you guys today, the extras, which actually contains the majority of the tips. We are far from being done. Far. With tip number 26, create a workflow. Let's say every Sunday I am making 50 designs, and then Monday I upload 5 of them, and then I post about it on Instagram because they're on sale. And then on Tuesday I upload another 10 designs, on Wednesday I upload another 5 designs, post about a sale. And while this is my routine throughout the days of the week, I also try to make time every day or every other day to take 7 to 20 minutes to work on my Pinterest account. Really try to create a workflow. Sit down with a notebook and write it down. What day can I do what? And what is the order that I need to do things in order for me to actually do them? I do find that making that workflow as a structured thing helped me to prevent the problem of, hey, I created a lot of designs, forgot to upload them, and then I created more designs and forgot to upload them. No. The workflow is I make 20 designs and I upload them. That's the workflow. Try to really work like that. It's really going to save you time and get you more in the zone of working, because it is work, you know. Tip number 27, really consider having a blog or a website as a place to gather all your designs in one place, to write blog posts that relate to your audience or to your target audience and what they like, writing about new releases, as well as maybe have things like an emailing list, so you can actually have your audience around you instead of around Teepublic, because that is the best way to build a brand and also to get a bit more traffic from SEO as well as Pinterest. Because if you just put something from Teepublic onto Pinterest, that's nice, and someone clicks on it and goes to your Teepublic store, but it will be really easy for that person who doesn't know you to immediately go onto someone else's design. I mean, they're literally down under your listing. They can just find them there. But if they go from Pinterest to your own website and see, oh, this person is designing for this niche, this is amazing, oh, they have a Teepublic store, then they will go into your store more targeted into looking at your designs and not someone else's. Having a blog and a website really helps make things look professional and is an amazing tool, especially when you're niche down. Tip number 28, order your own stuff. I mean, for me, this was actually a very hard thing to do because I had no idea how to select and choose what I want to order, because I really do love almost all of my niches personally. I really do like the items that I make and I want to have them all. But definitely ordering these designs for yourself, ordering products from Teepublic yourself can be an amazing tip. One, if you really do like the topic and niche you're into, you might just want to have these things because, you know, you actually like it and want to wear it or want to use it. Two, you can make really cool photos, really cool actual Instagram stories and reels and all that because you physically have the product. And three, you can conduct product quality control as well as seeing that your designs, the designs you made, actually look good on a product and are actually printed in a good enough quality. Tip number 29 is to be consistent with your uploading and with your marketing. Try to be organized when you do these things. If you're going to do 1 or 2 days where you massively upload to Teepublic and then you forget about Teepublic for like a month and then, oh yeah, I have a Teepublic store. Let's do a full week where I'm uploading a million reels to Instagram and then forget about Instagram, and then take a full day and upload 200 pins onto Pinterest and then forget about Pinterest. You're not going to get anywhere. You might have a few sales, but you're not going to get very far. Try to be consistent with your uploading and with your marketing. These platforms like it when you show up every day, every week, every few days, and be engaging in those platforms, uploading to them and showing them you mean business. You're serious about this. Tip number 30. Wow. Never stop educating yourself. Educate yourself about everything, whether it's on how to make better designs, how to upload things to Teepublic faster, how to be more productive with your time, how to have a better lifestyle so you can be more productive when you're working, how to get out of a creative rut if you don't know what to design, even things relating to social media advertisement, how to make good posts on Instagram, how to make good Pinterest pins, how to design my brand logo. You can use the free world of YouTube to watch tutorials on pretty much anything. And if you want a better platform than YouTube for a lot of very specific and curated courses on multiple topics, you can go ahead and try SKILLSHARE. SKILLSHARE is my favorite place to go and learn anything online because it kind of feels like the Netflix of courses, and they have courses on pretty much everything. These days, I mostly find myself taking courses on Procreate to get better Procreate designs. I also take productivity courses as well as art journaling courses because that has been so much fun for me. SKILLSHARE is a yearly membership that sort of costs around $10 a day, so the price of 2 or 4 coffee cups depends on the country you're living, and I really do recommend to people to invest in that platform if this is something that they can. If you guys want to try out SKILLSHARE for 1 month for free, there is a link down below in the description to give it a try. 1 month for free for the first 100 people to click on that link. So go ahead, go nuts. Now, it doesn't matter if you choose SKILLSHARE or YouTube or Coursera or whatever. Just make sure to always educate yourself and always get better because these platforms are evolving all the time. And if all you know about Instagram marketing is something from like 5 years ago, then it's really not relevant. Educate yourself all the time. Tip number 31 is utilize your designs that you made for Teepublic, maybe for other platforms on other products. I definitely know to tell you that I do the reverse thing. So for example, I created this really, really cool calendar on Zazzle, which I basically designed 14 different designs for this calendar on Zazzle because it's the cover of the calendar, it's the back of the calendar, and 12 months. Talking for 48 minutes straight on the recording is not easy. Going back to my calendar, which by the way, I have ordered from Zazzle, and the moment it arrives, I'm going to make a review about that one, is that I made a vertically aligned option for them, like a design that is vertically aligned to be put on notebook, such as this design that says, "Stop saying I'm too much," as if I'm the reason you're too little. And other than the fact that I put it as a part of my Zazzle calendar and on Zazzle notebook cover, I also use that design for Teepublic because I already made that design. So if you're selling on more platforms than Teepublic and you have the niches that you're designing on Teepublic on other platforms or vice versa, make sure to utilize these designs in as many platforms as you can. Number 32, be open to realize that you might be wrong or you might not do things well enough yet. I do remember doing a lot of product reviews and a lot of shop reviews, not just in this channel, but in my years of freelancing and working with Etsy sellers. And people literally paid me money to critique their store. And then when I say what they're doing wrong and how to improve it, they're like, "Oh no, you can't insult me like this." If you're not open to get criticism, if you're not open to the fact that you're not the best, you're never gonna be the best. The truth is that a lot of people just, I think maybe they don't have a lot of conscious about the fact that they don't want to get better. They want to have better results, but they don't actually want to be better. Be open-minded to the fact that you're not the most perfect person in the world and you don't have the most perfect designs. Trust me, I struggled with it so much, especially like with YouTube. Okay, so yeah, you can look at my graphic designs and say that they're amazing, even though I've been doing some sort of graphic design for the past decade. But with YouTube, when I started, my videos sucked. I mean, my quality was really bad. The lighting was terrible. It's still terrible sometimes. The sound quality was not that good. My technology was not good. And I was most of the time like, "Hi everyone, today, but I got better. I watched a lot of videos and I educated myself, not just by looking at these videos, but by writing everything down, treating it as an actual school, and going over and telling myself, this is not good. See what that person said on that video that you should do? You did the opposite. It's not good." Be honest with yourself about the things that you need to change and the fact that you might not be the best. I know it sounds weird or humiliating, but it's a really good tip for success. Tip number 33 is to create a place where you put all your plans and your ideas. I love to have a notebook that is always with me. So if I have an idea, I can write things down, but it could also be on Notion or on Notes or on your phone or whatever it is that you like using that fits your style of life. Tip number 34 is to actually have a clear goal when you're starting print on demand or when you're doing it for a long time. And I'm not going to elaborate on that because there was a full video just about how to set your print on demand goals, as well as me doing goals videos every month. So you can go ahead and also check those out because they might show you how I try to set my goals and how I treat myself when I meet them or when I don't. But setting up your goals is definitely a really important tip for succeeding on Teepublic, on Redbubble, on Society6, and in life. Tip number 35 is don't be distracted or too hyped up by unrealistic videos made by creators who are telling you you're going to be rich super fast by following their method. Especially, again, if you're someone who doesn't know anything about design or marketing. You can't just copy someone else's designs and expect to be as good as them or copy their system and immediately become the most top seller on Teepublic or any other platform. A lot of these videos are made to get you hyped up, are made to get you to purchase whatever they're recommending on, because that will be the tool that will change your life without actually giving you proper information. Don't listen to something if it sounds too good to be true. Open your mind. You want to look at these videos as entertaining? That's really nice. But looking at this design made $18,000 in the last week is not really going to help you set up your own shop. All it's going to do is just show you other people are making money. Other people are making more money than me. Oh my God, I'm working too hard. This is supposed to be easy. Or just give you shiny new thing syndrome. Oh, I can design for this niche because someone else did it. Really try to look into these videos and see what's true and what's not. If you want a bit of an eye-opener, I made a video a few months ago where I showed some of the most common print-on-demand lies told on YouTube, including how I can easily fake an income report, even on a live website version, and show people, hey, look, I made millions. And there is a link to that video down below. And really, this is one of the biggest tips. Don't be fooled that everybody else has it easy. It will just exhaust you. You'll spend your time watching hyped clickbait videos, not actually doing the work and not getting results. Tip number 36, and I can't believe we made it to 36, is to treat your shop as a brand. Yes, you don't own your Teepublic store and it's not really yours, you're just hosted on their platform, but you never know. Maybe this is a nice way to start doing something to later on expand and have your own shop and your own brand. So treat it as a brand from the beginning. Tip number 37, and one before last, I can't believe I made it. Teepublic is not yours. Your store on Teepublic is not yours. Your store on Redbubble doesn't belong to you. Even your store on Etsy doesn't belong to you. And these platforms can decide to ban you whenever they want because you didn't follow one of their rules you didn't even know of, or because of a bug. At the end of the day, the clients are not yours. You have almost no information about them. That is why marketing and finding your own audience is so important, because if one of these platforms is going to shut you down, you're going to want to have a way to access your own audience, to talk to your own audience. And yes, having that own audience is a great way to expand later to your own brand and your own business. So remember, while you are putting this effort and these hours into your Teepublic store, it's not yours. Tip number 38 and last, and I really can't believe we made it to the end, is guys, print on demand is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not something that you do. You take a break from work for a week and you just do it every day for 15 hours because at the end of the week, you're going to have a new business. It's a marathon. It takes time. Try not to burn yourself out. Pace yourself. Slow down. Stop. Analyze things. Plan things. And please, and I say this to so many people, don't quit your job because you're starting print on demand. Don't rely on print on demand to be your sole income stream, especially if you need money now and you're just starting out. You're not an artist with 20,000 followers who, if they start up print on demand, will get sales really, really fast. If you're just starting out, treat this as a marathon, not a sprint. While I am telling you not to quit your job because you started a print on demand journey that will be your full-time income in the week, I'm not saying, hey, print on demand will never be your full-time business, because I do know a lot of people who made print on demand their sole business or their main business and a full-time income. A few months ago, I made a video in this channel that is all about can you or how to turn print on demand to your full-time income, covering the stories of 3 people that I personally know who actually did it from start to finish. What was their niche? What was their method? What was their platform? How long did it take them to make this their full-time living or making a sale? And I really recommend watching this video next to get that little piece of inspiration you might need while also getting that, I don't know, reality shot that a lot of us do need to get when it comes to print on demand. With that being said, that was it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching, and as usual, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!